How do you track everything in your agency? I mean, it seems like there's a gazillion numbers, especially those of you guys who run ads. There's split test, or maybe you're doing SEO, and there's a gazillion different ways you're building backlinks and websites and things like that. How do you organize this in a simple, comprehensive way so you can look at your agency in like 5 minutes and have an accurate snapshot of both where you are, where you're going, and I would also add like what the challenges are and the problem areas that you can identify. And this is actually a lot simpler than most people realize, even though it takes a lot of work to get this infrastructure in place. But once you have it, it'll be amazing. So for those of you guys who don't know me already, my name's Frankie Finn. I'm the author of the book Beyond the Agency Box. Since 2007, I've built 3 different agencies of my own to 100 plus simultaneous clients, and I've helped a whole bunch of people worldwide to live this whole agency beach laptop work lifestyle. And this comes from, by the way, something I wrote about in my book. If you haven't read it already, chapter 2, the 3 stages or the 5 stages of agency growth. This is stage 3, when you get to the managerial stage, where you actually need to track everything and you need to be able to get everybody on the team on the same page, because if you do not, your agency will fall the fuck apart, or you'll be overwhelmed working 80 hours a week, fighting fires and never actually getting ahead. So let's get into how to do it. All right, my beautiful motherfuckers, man. Here's the deal, right? Like, if you have like 80,000 things to track in your agency, overwhelm is sure to come. Somebody asked me the other day, like something like, how do I track all my split tests and all those things? And I'm here to tell you the answer is don't. There are about 4 to 8 numbers that will tell you everything you need to know in your agency. So like, for example, one of those is how many leads you got coming in. Another might be how many sales calls, if you're still doing sales calls. We don't, by the way, in our agency. We've actually figured out how to sell our stuff through little Loom videos, so we don't do sales calls like we used to. We just put the offer in a video, send the person the video by text. They watch it and they either say, yep, so that's for me, no, it's not, or I have some questions, and then we answer the questions, and that's basically it. That's the whole deal. So as far as that, 4 to 8 numbers. You're looking at your agency numbers in 3 places, depending on what stage you're at. Is like incoming flow of business, and you can break that up into sales, leads, as many as you want. Delivery, like how fast are you delivering on the promise? What are you doing to get people results? Where are things at in the progress? And then the last one would be hiring. How many people have you brought on? How are they going? How's the training going? But really, your agency should be able to be summarized in 4 to 8 numbers. And when you do this correctly, you can look at a snapshot of your agency, and especially when your agency gets big and you have 30, 40, 50 employees, you can look at, oh, here's the area I need to work at because I can see there's a problem with that number. It doesn't tell you what to do, but it tells you where to look and where to focus and where to put the team's efforts and things like that, and it'll give you a whole bunch more freedom. By the way, you get your freedom in order, you get your agency in order, you can do a whole bunch more like result output with less. Like this person asked me the question, implying that they need to track all their split tests, they need to save their ad library, and that may be helpful, but that is not one of the 4 to 8 metrics I'd be looking at, because otherwise what will happen is you'll create busy work for yourself, right? Like you want to be measuring based on what results are being created in your agency, and then what'll happen is when you get to that stage, how you want to manage your agency is just to get a report in the morning. You look at your 4 to 8 numbers, you identify the problem areas, and you work on that. Because otherwise what will happen, by the way, is people will bring you shit all day long and you'll treat it as if it's equal importance, and you'll end up spending the whole day fighting fires. It sounds a lot like this, by the way. People say, hey, do you have a minute? Do you have a minute? Do you got a minute? You got a minute? You got a minute? Can you help me with this? And then you'll end up working on 47 things that actually don't move that number forwards and don't attack the problem area. As where if you do it intentionally, where you get the report, you can look at that number and say, hey, that one right there, that doesn't make sense. Let's find out what's going on in there. And then you can bring on whoever, your management team or your help, or maybe it's just you, whatever, but you can focus on that area and actually fix the key thing. And you can get 4 or 5 team members together in a meeting, or 10 people or 20 people, and say, hey, we need to fix this situation. You can actually work at it. And then you'll be happier than a dancing Indian. By the way, funny little story. My kids fucking love that song. I don't even remember how it got started, but they legitimately, non-ironically love that song. So that the Tune Tune, we play that in my house. I even know the backstory to the video. I guess he was a famous musician in India, and they said, "Oh, you're only famous because you have like half-naked girls in your videos. It looks like a strip show." So he made a video of just him, and it's his most popular video ever. It's the only one I know, but that was his big fuck you, and it worked. So I'd love to hear from you guys, by the way. What are you tracking now in your agency? Because the key to do this, like I said, is 4 to 8 numbers. You want to track enough things that it tells you what's going on, but not so many things that you overwhelm yourself with minutia and details to pay attention to. You just need to be able to get this high-level snapshot. So I'd love to hear which key KPIs are important to you, and obviously it'll vary a little bit depending on the type of agency, whether you do SEO or AdWords or Facebook ads or you design websites. Like all of those things make a difference for how many numbers you'll need to track. But ultimately, it should 4 to 8 is usually the ultimate amount you need to be able to do this. So I'd love to hear from you guys which 4 to 8 you're paying attention to now, even if they're not like formal. If you're just like, if you're a one-person agency, you may not have to track it in a formal spreadsheet or report, but you still have an eye on where your sales or your leads are, or those kind of things. So anyways, that's all I got from you guys from videos. Share your experience below. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and may the force be with you.